Okay, hello there. Good morning from a cold and rainy London. Isn't that always the case? It's Sunday morning here, and I just wanted to catch up on a few of the questions that have been coming in over the last few days on my group program, and talk through those. And then hopefully have answered and all your questions and concerns, got all the details out there and so on. So before diving straight in and getting ahead of myself, hopefully you guys all know by now who I am. Anna Lundberg, I'm a success coach and business strategist. I help people create more freedom, flexibility and fulfillment. And as I said, today I'm talking about, and this whole week I'm talking about, my new group program, One Step Outside the 9 to 5. And although it's not launching or not opening up and starting, getting going until Friday the 16th of February, I wanted to do this early bird pre-registration for all of you in my community. So if you're on my email list, you'll also have had a couple of emails, first announcing the program doors opening on Friday, and then today, Sunday, just a little reminder to make sure that you're not missing out on the closing of the early bird tonight. But I have had a few questions, wanted to clarify a few things on the logistics and how the program works, and also cover a few things in terms of blocks or fears that may coming out, not so much in making the change as a whole, but also in terms of investing in something like this, perhaps for the first time for many of you, and sort of talking through a little bit the things that are coming up for you there. So if you haven't already, I'd encourage you to watch in particular Friday's video that has all the details on the program, how it's going to work. I go into what each module will cover and so on. You can also watch Wednesday's video where I did a bit more of an introduction, general introduction, and of course I'm linking to the program, and I've written up some of the FAQs on the site as well, so I'll link to that in the description. But as I said, I want to talk a little bit first about the logistics and the practical details. So it's a 6-month program. I tend to work with all my individual clients for at least a 6-month period. I find that's the best way to really get the results that you're looking for. It takes some time, of course, to get to know each other, but also to do the reflection, really the big picture thinking that's so important. Work through those fears and blocks for you, and then also specifically here, get very concrete in terms of a business proposition and so on. So it's a 6-month program, one step outside the 9 to 5. So one step is really intended to be not too scary. I know the idea of taking a leap, taking a jump can be very appealing, leaving behind the corporate 9 to 5, as I call it, whatever that means to you. So it may be an office job that's no longer feeling fulfilling for you. It may be, you know, that sort of traditional path that you've been following. You've always been successful with all those outward signs of success, but something's not quite clicking now. You're beginning to question, or you're already for some time questioning, is this really what you want to be doing for the rest of your life? Looking to create more meaning, have more an impact perhaps in society, but also to have more fun, to enjoy your work more, to challenge yourself, to learn more and so on. And for me, having your own business, whether that is alongside another job or if it becomes then your full-time endeavor, is such an amazing project to have. It is such an amazing and potential revenue stream, and as I said, regardless of whether it then becomes your full-time job and then does fully replace your income, which is completely feasible, although it takes time, whether it does that or not, it's an incredibly exciting, stimulating journey that you learn so much about yourself. You open up all sorts of new opportunities, you meet people and so on. So it's really a great project to do, and certainly worth dipping your toes if you're not sure if this is really what you want to do going forwards. So 6 months, there are 6 modules. All the details of this on the website, and as I said, I went through these on Friday, so I won't repeat myself here. But the way this works is that when you join the program today, you'll get a welcome email from me, and you'll get your login details and so on. So you can sign up and go onto the website and change your password then, just so you have that all set up and ready. You will be getting then a few more emails from me just to make sure that you're all prepared, a few exercises and videos to watch in the meantime. And then on Friday the 16th of February is when we really get going. So you've got a few weeks still to go if you sign up with this early bird pre-registration. And then you'll get more details. I'll probably do a Facebook Live here, not here, but for the people who are in the group, in terms of sort of showing you around the site and showing you how it works then, to make sure it's all clear. But it's super simple. It's a membership site, so you'll log into the site with your details, and then you'll see already the 6 modules, but you'll only have access to the first module for that first month. So Friday the 16th, when you log in, you'll see the overview, you'll see sort of the introductory materials and so on, but we'll start with the first module. And the idea of this is that you will then be able to follow the program at your own pace, but at the same time, I want to make sure that we're sort of really taking that time to work through each module before we move on to the next one, because it's so tempting always to rush through, to listen to things sort of half-heartedly while you're doing something else, and we won't actually make any progress. Also, of course, that means that if you are, which I imagine most of you are, having spoken to you, you know, doing this alongside a full-time job, or at least certainly lots of other priorities, whether that's childcare or all the other things that we're doing in our lives, that allows you to really fit this around your schedule. So Module 1, you'll have access to that. You'll also have access right away to some of the bonus resources. So anything in terms of, you know, exercises and workbooks and webinars and all these things that I'm anyway generally releasing, you'll have access to those automatically. They'll all be there in the library for you, and things that I'm creating in the coming months will go there too. And then we also have the live calls. So there'll be 2 live calls every month. So once every fortnight, there'll be an hour-long call. And it'll be starting really with sort of a teaching element. I don't want to say teaching so much as content from me. So new materials, sort of bringing it all together that you've seen in the membership site. And then also an opportunity for Q&A, discussion, and then potentially, if you want to sign up sort of more for a little bit more formal coaching session. So it is within a group setting, small, intimate, and fully confidential. But you know, that does then give you that sort of one-on-one focus, and also helps other people to hear what you've been going through as well. So that's the calls. With the early bird as well, you do also get a 1-hour kickoff with me. So that is a fully dedicated 1-hour session that we'll do via Skype. And that will allow us to really work through, get super clear on the goals that you have, and make sure we can set up a routine for you so you fit this program into your day-to-day, and to make sure that you get the results that you want. So that's a little bit about the logistics. In terms of, you know, if this is a good fit, this is really for you if you aren't really sure where to start now. You know that you want to make a change, but you don't know what exactly you want to change to. And if you perhaps have an idea of what you want to do, you're not 100% sure that it's definitely, yes, this is it, I'm going to go for it, and it's going to work. And also, you might not know how to get started with it. So how on earth do you start with this new business idea or freelancing when you haven't done it before? And you know, the truth is that as experienced as we may be in lots of things in our work, this is a new beast. And certainly even for me, you know, coming from a branding, marketing, business background, it has taken me years to upskill also in this kind of different environment of working for myself and managing a smaller organization, smaller budget when you're starting out as a solopreneur or having your own business. And there are certainly different challenges there. So, you know, it is new. There will be some sort of teething problems, as they say, but, you know, as I said, certainly very exciting to move forward. So in terms of it being for you, if you don't know what it is you want to do, if you have an inkling but you're not sure exactly if that is the right thing, and you know, will it sort of give you everything that you want it to give you, and also you know, if you have an idea but you just don't know exactly how to get started, so it's not for you though, this program, and I've said this before, a little tongue-in-cheek, but just to be aware, it's not for you if you're already further down the line. So if you're already bringing in steady income with your business, you know, you have a clear client value proposition, revenue streams and so on coming in. I'd love to create some more materials for you in the coming months, but for this particular program, this is more for sort of the early days, when you're still in your corporate job, or if you're really just getting started and you're not yet bringing in that income and so on. So that's if it's for you. If it's for you, in case you're wondering, is this going to work for me? Okay, it's worked for this person, but my situation is this, and it's different. So is it actually going to work for me? And the truth is that, of course, I can't give you a 6-step magical formula that will guarantee you the exact results that you want. So I'm putting that out there, and I hope you appreciate my candor there. And having said that, I have seen this work over and over. These exercises that we go through, the questions we're asking ourselves, and not to mention, of course, the really concrete business strategy, business modeling and marketing that we do, certainly is proven in the business world. So I can promise you that if you put in the effort, if you commit to this and you work through this and really dedicate it to it and dedicate yourself to it and commit to getting those results, then you will absolutely get the results that you want. And as I said, maybe you even don't get the results that you want, but you get something even better or something different, because when we start out, we don't necessarily know what it is we want. So that's just a little sort of detour and a bit of an exciting, unexpected journey maybe that we might go on throughout that. In terms of, is it worth the money? That's really a question that you need to ask yourself. I certainly don't want you to overstretch yourself with an investment that, when you're already in a situation where you don't have the money to pay bills and so on. So just want to be very, clear and candid about that. In terms of the money, yes, it is an investment. It's very much also an investment of time and energy and emotional investment too. This is something, that does require hard work. You'll be working through some difficult things potentially, and it is something that's going to take quite a bit of effort. So please do really think about, if this is something that you're committed to, if you feel it's something you can take on and to move forwards. But what I would encourage you to do is to think about, if you fast forward now 6 months or to August, imagine you've worked through this program and you've got all the results you wanted. How is that going to feel? What's going to be different for you? And is that worth the investment, whatever that investment is? So that could be, £10,000, it could be £100. What is that worth to you to have those results that you've been stuck on and, you haven't been moving for months or even years maybe? What is it worth to you to finally get unstuck and get those results? Fast forward 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, you are where you want to be. What is that worth to you? So it's a very personal question for you, but I'd encourage you to think in terms of sort of what you're getting out of it, and also the cost of your default future. So if you don't take action, either in this program or by doing something else, partnering with me as a coach, taking a course, whatever other decisions are on the table for you, but if you don't make this change now, what is the default future for you? What does that hold, and at what cost to your happiness, your health perhaps, and the people around you? So that's just something to think about. Just look down to see a few of the other questions. So I think those were the questions around the logistics and in terms of is it going to work for me and so on. As I said, I did want to talk about a little bit about blocks that might be coming up for you. So money, of course, is one of the blocks that always comes up for us in these cases, even when we are, many of us, in a well-paid corporate job and so on. So really, I think often it's a little bit relative and maybe it's just sort of a psychological barrier there, but certainly it's important to take these things in mind. But one of the questions people have, or sort of hesitations, I suppose, is that they say, oh, I don't know what I want. So I need to work that out before I start doing a thing. And I want to tell you no, because that is exactly why we're here. And that is the exact intention of this program, to really help you to figure out what it is you want. So don't worry if you don't feel ready, if you feel like you first want to do some work. No, I will meet you exactly where you are now, and we'll work through where you need to go, and we'll get you that clarity that you're missing. So certainly there's no pre-work. There's no particular state that you need to have reached in order to have success in this program. So please don't think that's a barrier and think that you need to do all this sort of pre-work and, work through all my other free resources out there before you even come into the program. So, all of that will be part of the journey, and it'll just be in a more structured, clear, systematic way, really. And apart from that, I guess linked to that really is this kind of idea that, okay, sounds interesting, I'm not going to do it now, I'll do it when. So I'll do it when I've moved, when I've got this promotion, when I've lost weight, when I've, you know, I don't know, decluttered the house, etc., etc. And it's very easy to come up with these reasons, or perhaps, to be a bit harsh, excuses for why we're not taking action. And, you know, sometimes there are some things you want to do. Clearing up and so on is certainly not something that I would say is a bad idea. I think that's part of the journey, really, and can be great help. And of course, we do have other obligations and so on. So we do need to be sure that we have the commitment, the time, the, as I said, emotional kind of bandwidth, I guess, to engage in the program. So that is important. But again, I would challenge you to think about, you know, okay, if not now, then when? What is really going to have changed in, you know, 3 months' time, 6 months' time, a year's time, that makes you think that you're going to then suddenly miraculously have the confidence and the money and so on to do something about your situation? So again, whether we're talking about this program or just the bigger picture change in your life, I'd encourage you to question yourself as to why you're potentially procrastinating and what's getting in the way there. So there might be some other fears and blocks that are getting in the way that aren't necessarily to do with whatever it is that you're using as a reason to put it off. And that is another block, potentially. We always talk about fear in the context of career change. And the truth is, it is scary. And that's exactly why I'm here. That's why we have this program, to be able to partner with me, to be in a group setting, to be with other people going through this process, to have that kind of guide and roadmap to work through it. Certainly going through this kind of career change and also working on your own business can feel incredibly isolating. And I think that's, you know, a huge part of why a program like this can be so good. Fantastic, really, in terms of the support you get, and both emotional, encouraging, just having that tribe of people around you, and then also having someone who's done it before, who's a few steps ahead of you, and can really help you skip some unnecessary mistakes and problems and so on that some of us who didn't have this kind of program when we went through our transitions had to struggle through ourselves. So I think that's what I wanted to cover in terms of the questions I've got so far and a few of those blocks that are coming up. Again, I will be around today. It's Sunday. I did close the doors on the early bird, or I set the deadline for today because I felt that the weekend would be a good time for you guys to have a bit of time outside of work and so on to look through the materials. I hope that's not causing any stress for you now if you have other family things and so on Sunday, so apologies for that. But I hope you've had the time of the last few days to read about the programme, to watch these videos, to have a little think, and to reflect on if this is the right thing for you or not. One other question I got was if I'm going to do this again. The answer is probably yes. But I can't, at the moment, I don't have a date in the diary, so I can't guarantee that it'll be this year, certainly. It might be the same time next year. So if it is sounding interesting, I would again encourage you to think about, am I willing to wait a year or, indefinitely, or is this something that I would want to jump on now? Again, the early birds, doors closing today, Sunday, the 21st of January. The benefit of doing the early bird, of course, is it's even more affordable. So it's really 30% off on the full price. Since it's the first time I'm running the program, this is the cheapest it's ever going to be. So every year there will be a price increase. So this is definitely, the bottom that you might want to jump on if you're considering it. You'll get a guaranteed spot on the program, of course. As I said, I wanted to open this up to my community first before I do the broader marketing push. And then finally, which I think is, the almost the best argument for jumping on it now, is the one-on-one call with me. So again, the group program is going to give you fantastic support. It'll be almost like a one-on-one coaching with the additional effort and support I'm going to be putting in to help you through the program. But certainly I think it's great to have that extra 1 hour session with me to get clear on what your goals are, what you're hoping to achieve out of the program, and make sure that we set you up for that. So again, I'm going to link to the FAQs in the description here, link the program again. I hope you have everything you need now to make an informed decision. And I'll be back next week. For those of you who aren't involved in this program at all and not interested, we'll be back to sort of content and helping you guys take those steps, sort of irrespective of this. But I wanted to get on here one more time, answer those questions, and hopefully give you everything you need. So for you considering the program, I would love to have you. I'm so excited about this. I feel like it's the exact thing that so many of you that I've been chatting with the last few months need. Really excited to have this off the ground and running very, very soon. And I'd love to have you in the program. And for all of you, for the rest of you, I wish you a lovely Sunday. Hope you have a better weather than we have here in London, and I look forward to seeing you here in the group very, very soon. Bye for now.